I'm excited to be here. I have been coaching and training in the real estate industry for the last almost 6 years now. And prior to that, I worked in education for 15 years. So, um, always growing, always learning. And this has been something that's been super interesting to get into the artificial intelligence side of things. I resisted for a little while, I'm not going to lie, because I thought, it was probably just the bots about to take over everything, but it's really not. And it's a great way to leverage this amazing tool in your business. Um, so, yeah, with that said, if you could drop in the chat, or since it's kind of a small group, you can just come off mute and tell me if you are using AI right now. If you could just say yes, or just let me know, or raise your hand or something. And then B, if you're using it, what platform are you using? Oh, just starting. Yes, using it. ChatGPT. Yes, ChatGPT counts. That is actually probably the number one most used one, the most common one. Yep, ChatGPT. Okay, cool. So let's I'm going to change slides. Can you see my slides? We're on slide 2. Can you see essential questions? I've got so many screens going. Okay, cool. Good. All right. So I always like to start with some essential questions to kind of get the ball rolling so that we know kind of what we're trending for. So if you think about these things as we're going along, you can kind of track what you want to get out of this session. Okay. So, what do I need for my business in 2025 to hit my goals? Really, like, Kendra, you can come back off of you can come on the camera. No one's on the camera. I'm like talking to blank screens. Come on. And I'm like allergy ridden and like swollen, and my face is on here. So let's do it. Hello, Hannah. Thank you. Um, so this one question, I love. It's from the One Thing book by Jay Papasan. We're also going to talk about the tools he uses in AI for some of his newsletters and things that he does. So if I could do one thing every day and it would make my life easier, what would that one thing be? So we're going to think about that. What am I willing to try? That's always something with technology. We, as adults, we have a learning curve when we get into anything that we're doing. And it has to be applicable and tied to something that we already know or do. So everything that I'm going to be teaching you today, we're going to be a little bit more hands-on. I'm going to give you prompts that you can like screenshot, save to your phone, click it, and then drop it and drag it into ChatGPT and use it immediately today. The goal of this is, if you don't already have some great pieces of social media or some newsletter content or things of that nature to be putting out there, by the end of this, you should have a couple pieces of content that is ready to use when you walk away. Another question is, can I commit to this? I actually coached with Dana's husband last year, Adam Roach. And one of the things he asked us to do was to, just for a week, try opening some type of AI browser in place of using Google for a whole week and just see what the effect was. So instead of typing something into Google, could you type it actually into ChatGPT or Claudia AI or Gemini or one of those different platforms, and see what impact it makes in your business for that week? So think about that too. And then I don't know who all, like, what everybody does on this. I know I invited a couple friends of mine that are also just entrepreneurs and business owners. So we've got hopefully a couple different walks of life on here. In real estate, I have yet to come across another industry where you wear so many hats on a daily basis. So, so yeah, how can you lead your team or yourself, and how can you use this for accountability? So hopefully you're going to find some tools in here where you can just kind of adapt your systems right now. So like, if you don't already have things set up with your Google Calendar to pull in from your email to automatically schedule everything for you, we can talk about that. We can talk about linking different things together so your different platforms communicate a little bit better, and you're not always trying to make the link for everything. So we'll be kind of going into all that fun stuff. So this is old GK quote, all of the greatest achievements are the results of staying focused over time, all of them. So I encourage you to try to remain focused during this call. And then also when you find your one thing that you want to pull out from all of this, remain focused on that for at least 1 week. Okay, so getting into this, all this is an innovative tool. That is literally all AI is. So you're just taking something that maybe you're already doing and you're elevating whatever it is. So in this, what you need to know, your data that you're going to be putting into AI in order to elevate the experience and innovate on that experience. In this case, your client. So it's the buyer and the seller. So you need to have a pretty clear avatar of who you're working with and where your data is coming from, because whatever you put in is what it's going to spit back out at a higher level. So if you put in something great with high quality that has great data points, you're going to pull out even more elevated data on that. If you put in something very bland and very vague, you're going to get a lot of like the same kind of vague, elevated answers back. So I put it all here for you. And hopefully, I don't know if Heather is going to be able to send this recording out for everyone afterwards, but you're welcome to it. So all of this data right here, this all comes from NAR. This is all from all of the data for buyers and sellers and the state of the housing industry from 2024. So that's all the data that we use always to inform the next year that we're going into. So if you're working with a buyer, this is a summary of who your buyer client avatar is from a national standpoint. You're talking to older buyers. Thank you. Oh, it's going to be on YouTube too. Great, wonderful. So you're talking to older buyers. This is the oldest age of first-time home buyers that we've ever had in the United States of America. So we're 38 years old and we're buying our first house. Okay. The typical repeat buyer is now 61 years old. So when you think about that client and where they're going to be receiving information, that's something that we were going to inform AI about and ask them to create information for that audience, right? 62% of buyers are married. So a lot of your information, hopefully when you're gearing it out there, it's going towards people that are in that kind of that category. So your buyer's guides, your newsletters, it's geared towards couples, right? 20% are single females, 8% single males, and 6% are unmarried. So the vast majority are going to be married couples. And 73% of those buyers did not have children under the age of 18 in their home. So that's a very unique buyer. Would you agree? Am I saying things people know? Yes, maybe, hopefully, possibly.
Okay, Ruth, here I am.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yes.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, I forgot I had this new little background. Look at that. You are saying something that we know if we went to family reunion. There you go.
Yep.
That's my answer.
Okay. Well,
that's it on that part.
Okay. So
that
yeah, if you went to family reunion, you should know this. Hopefully it got repeated in your market center as well. Okay. So let's skip over to sellers real quick. Typical age of a seller is 63. Again, highest ever recorded. And the reasons why they're moving, they want to be closer to friends and family. Their home is actually too small. Very few think the house is too large, and the neighborhood became less desirable. Most of the time, they just want to be, they want more community, right? So when you're using AI, everything that we're doing, we want to just inform the platform that we're on of who this avatar is so that our information that we're spitting out is going to make more sense. Okay. So here's what we're going to do a lot of examples. So hopefully everyone in the chat was dropping that they've got ChatGPT. So hopefully you are in a place where we can do workshop style and we can do some clicking, pointing, dragging, and like actually create something during this meeting. So I want you to just bullet point, what is the most time consuming thing that you do on a reoccurring basis? Daily, monthly, weekly. And don't just think about not just your business, just think about your life. What is something that is time consuming that you do on a regular basis? And then ask yourself, do you have a system around that reoccurring task? Do you have a way that that gets handled? Maybe you stop and you pay all of your bills. What if you auto pulled all of your bills? Maybe you handwrite all of your grocery lists. Maybe you don't know what your meal plans are. Maybe every morning when you wake up and you go into your little home gym, you don't know which weights you're supposed to pick up first. Okay. So I want you to think about that. And then I'm going to tell you all the different platforms you can use, and then we're going to start working. Because I am one of those people where I love efficiency. And if I'm going to spend the time to try to sit and learn something with someone, I want to like immediately be able to plug it in. I think one of the hardest things for me is when you time block a whole hour of your life and you walk away with 100 more tasks and you didn't actually do anything in that hour. So I want to make this like the most high value that I can to you. So you're going to learn what's available to you, and then we're going to immediately do it. And we're going to use the number one AI tool that people are using right now. And then you actually have a list of resources of other ones that you can use. Okay. So I'm going to run them down. I'm going to talk to you. All of these have a free version. Okay. So nothing I'm telling you, do you have to go out and buy. All of them also have a scaled up version. So you could potentially invest in some of these should you find one that is really great for you. Okay. I think even ChatGPT has a $20 version that is a little more upgraded than the free version that's out there right now. Okay. So ChatGPT, if you're using it, you know, it's a conversational thing. So it's a tool that when you're putting prompts in there, you have to think about syntax, you have to think about the data, and you have to think about the language that you're using and the points of reference in order for it to spit things back out to you at a high level. Perplexity AI, it solves your problems with real-time answers, and it sources the site that it pulled it from. So if you're the type of person where you need more data and reference points, that's a great one for that. Futurepedia, it is the largest AI tools directory. Think of it like Expedia, but for AI. So it's going to show you everything that's available to you. And it's also going to kind of give you a rating of its usage. So ChatGPT is still at the top of that. Claudia AI is the second one down from that. Claudia, I just started using that one in the past week. Totally love it. That one is more like if you're a high D thinker, Claudia kind of gathers information and groups it more like that. Very systematic, very bullet pointed. ChatGPT is more conversational. So that's more like the high I, right? Slide AI, it is a Google add-on and it automatically creates your slide decks for you. I did not use that for this, but you can use that. Cynthia, you put in a script and the avatar will speak for you. So this is great for like companies or real estate teams where they're going a little more global. They've got a lot more people to reach. You can create an actual human looking avatar with your voice that will speak. So like if you've got a welcome package that you want to be going out at mass and you want to drop that into an email video to go out to your company, you can do that. If you've got training videos for onboarding your new agents, but you want a human in front of them speaking to them, you can use your voice and your client avatar to talk to that person. Okay. If I go too fast, just like stop me. Okay, Fireflies AI, it's a note taker. It's kind of like the one that's in this, in Zoom. It'll kind of take an audio of everything that you're saying. Gemini, it used to be Bard AI, released in 2023 by Google. Now it's the top thing that you see in your search when you type something into Google. It's like a light blue and it generates a couple different answers with some links for you. Be Human, it's another system kind of like the last one that I just talked about. They're personalized videos and messages at scale. So you can use your voice with your like saying, Jamie, just because you talked to me just recently. You could say, hi, Jamie, happy birthday, blah, 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 blah. But it kind of interfaces the client name and then whatever message that you want, kind of how you do MailSync. Do not pay. It's like a robot attorney. So it uses AI to help you fight big corporations, protect your privacy, find money within your company, and kind of do it from a legal standpoint using all those different legal resources. But you can ask it questions. I'm not promoting it, but I would just say as a legal disclaimer, please use a proper attorney if you really do have a legal problem. But if you just want to ask some questions, that's a great one to use. Canva, I hope you've seen now, it has plenty of AI functions that will elevate your design. CapCut, free video editing software. A lot of people use that for TikTok and Instagram. Figma, it's great for creating cohesive design. So if you've got like, if you've ever seen certain people's Instagrams or social media pages and everything is like really beautiful and boxed perfectly and stuff, that's a really great one for getting that cohesive look to things. ManyChat, there's a free version of that. That's when people say, drop the word blah, blah, blah below or in my DMs, and then your DM reads it and sends them the link. Or you can say, drop your email, it takes the email out, and then you send them the link. That's how you build your email list, which we all know if you want to own a piece of technology, you need to have a really strong email list and you need to have a website. You can't just rely on hoping that Instagram doesn't change its algorithm, nor does Facebook, nor does, you know, YouTube or LinkedIn or all of those. Those are all owned platforms. So you want to own your own website and you want to own your email list. Segmetrics, it helps you uncover where your customers come from and how they navigate through your sales funnel. So that kind of like looks at your website or looks at your social media. Hemingway AI, I was talking to Jay Papasan 2 years ago, and he was saying this is actually one that he uses to help write his newsletter. So after he writes it, he drops it in there. It'll tell you everything from like how you can, it grades it. Okay. So how you can write at a 5th grade level. Most Americans, the best way that they read and comprehend information is if you're writing more at a 5th grade level. So it shows you how you can do that. It also fixes grammatical errors. It can also help you with your word count and your speed of reading. So if you've noticed, if you get Jay's newsletter, it says in the header, in the subject matter, how many minutes it should take on average to read that newsletter. It's all of that. Cool. How many of you guys, you can raise your hand or something. I've tried ManyChat so many times, my brain doesn't work with it. Yes. How many of you are getting something from this? How many of you heard something that you've never heard before about AI? Okay. How many of you are like, your brain's on fire and you're like, yes, wow, wait. Okay. Cool. So now here's the next thing. This is like what everything I just showed you, that was 15, just 15 different types of AI platforms. Okay. This is like, it feels sometimes like you're a kid in the candy store when you see this kind of stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, like I want to use all of it and I want to use it all now. And then you get overwhelmed. So you don't use even one piece of it because you don't know what to do. And you just heard all this awesome stuff. Okay, so now we're just going to use, ideally, hopefully you guys have ChatGPT on your computer already. So, or on your phone. So let's just use that one for today for what we're going to do. And I'm going to give you guys a couple different ways to go about doing that. Okay. Oh, I always put quotes in between everything. Sometimes I forget that I do that to myself. This was, I can't remember. I think someone just said it to me. Cost $0 to think like a millionaire. So as you're going through this, think like millionaires, people. Okay, ways to use AI in your daily life. Pick one or two, y'all. Pick one or two. Because I know you're going to look at that and there's going to be at least one thing on there where you're like, oh, yes, that would help so much. Yep. Kendra, I don't know where you are on here. Yeah, girl. I was like, oh, you just wait. I've got the best prompt for you. It's like the best prompt. It'll everything that you need to know on how to develop your meal plan, your weightlifting plan, your grocery list, all of it. Yes, yes. That's what you do. Okay, are we ready? Okay. So this is what you need to do. Pick your platform. We already did that. We said ChatGPT is going to be the one for today. Our language, we need to know what prompt we're going to give it. I'm going to give you the prompts that we're going to use today, so you don't even have to worry about that. The context, I'm going to show you exactly what pieces of data that we're going to put in a newsletter example, a social media post example, and a health example. Okay. And then your model. So that's your model and that's your process. So just rinse and repeat everything that I just said. What to wear. Yeah. Yeah. If you can't think of what outfits to wear, my body size is this, my body type is this, I weigh this is my measurements. What's the best, most appealing thing for my body type? Okay. All right. Here's your newsletter example. And there's a couple ways we could do this. I can take this and I can post it into ChatGPT right now. I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to take this down, but I want to give everyone a second to be able to like screenshot it. So the highlighted words are what ChatGPT is going to pick up on. Okay. So use the following information as a model for an email. Analyze the structure and the content and create a model for me to be able to write an email with the same impact and power as whoever was writing it, but not using the content, only use the flow, sequence, and strategy behind how this email was written. Here's the content of that email to analyze. Now go take whatever you get from Glover U, Jay Papazan, like anyone. If you're getting an email from someone where you're like, I love what they're doing, but it's not me. Okay. But you want that flow, but it's not you. So you're going to take that flow, that style, you're asking it to take that style, that template of how it's written. And now you want to write it for you. Okay. Step one, I'm going to walk all the way through it and then I'm going to do it for you. Okay. So now use this model to write an email for me where I am marketing. This is what you're going to take. So you put that email in and you said, now analyze it. Okay. Now use the model that it pulled from there to write an email for me where I am marketing my blank. So I'm putting real estate business in here, right? But it could be anything that you sell. My first time home buyer class, my open house this weekend, my brand new luxury listing. Okay. I'm emphasizing the topic of service, value, and profitability. Luxury, proximity to fine dining, and waterfront property. There's something features about the open house, the school district, the nearby dog park, and this, I don't know what else, the coffee culture. I don't know. Something like that about that neighborhood, right? Use the model to create an email for me that I can use to send out to my database of buyers and sellers that will inspire them to take action, to click on the link and go to the sales page where I have my product, where I have my open house, right? Okay. Next, this is your last step with this, okay? Remove all of the headings from this and rewrite it in an email form to be sent out. Also use the following parameters. Now, this is where it gets really cool. You're a world-class copywriter, like Frank Kern is what we put here. We could, Amy Porterfield, we could put like anyone in there that like does really great copywriting, okay? Use the tone or voice of Mel Robbins. Maybe you like the way Oprah talks. Maybe you like the way Tony Robbins talks. Ed Milet. Anyone that is a speaker. Anyone that has a big voice. Anyone that's an author where they could pull some information, right? Yes, I can go back to screen too. Tell me when you got the screenshot. Okay. To express the subsequent email, but do not mention her or this person. So don't mention Oprah in the email, right? Use the audience of the email as blank. So in my case, I had executive leaders at real estate brokerages. For you guys, maybe say the audience is first-time homebuyers and sellers. Use the level of language to be business casual, something where executives would resonate with a language pattern, but not too formal. Or you could say, keep the level of the language to be casual, something where people that are not exactly experts at home buying and selling would still be able to resonate with the message. Keep the vibe fun and enjoyable. Maybe you're dark and gloomy. Maybe you're serious, but not that serious, you know, but put your vibe in there, right? While at the same time making sure to use bold and italicized markings to offset important calls to action. So now it's going to change your font for you. So you can copy and paste that email and do very little editing to it. Okay. Do you want me to give an example real fast before we move on? Yes. Okay. So we're going to do. Okay, cool. So there we go. So we're going to put this in here, just pasting it there. Let me showing you all my emails. That's normal, right? Let's do, I just cleared out all my junk. We're gonna do a Jay Papasan email, guys, because why not? Okay, so we're gonna do this one. So I just copied his email. That's all I did, okay? And I'm saying this. There you go. Okay, so now it's taking everything from his email to start writing it out, okay? So that's step one. Step two, and I'm gonna use exactly what I've got here. Go. So now it says here's a high converting email using the structure from the model and your image tailored specifically to your real estate business, highlighting service value and profitability. Hi, your real estate goals deliver more than just a transaction. It's time to turn real estate into real results. And then it gives me every paragraph. Everything's just the way I asked it to be. And then now I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, remove all of the headings, right? To move all of this stuff, body, paragraph 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 all of that. And I want it now in this tone where it sounds like Mel Robbins is the one that's actually saying it. Okay. That is literally how Mel Robbins talks. Hey there, it's your friend Mel. Right? Her little like podcast thing. There you go. Is that cool? Does that help you? And let me see. I think that took 3 minutes. And now I've got an email that is just seems pretty great. This, and they took everything that I help people do. So like my 0 to launching coaching program, like 0 to profitability. I usually work with people that are doing 10 deals or less for like small group coaching, right? So it even pulled that in there. I've built systems that help agents, yes, even the ones doing 10 deals a year, less than 10 deals a year, shift from a reactionary to strategic, from scattered to scalable. I like that. I might use this one. Okay. Cool. Questions? Can I keep going? Go. Questions.
I have a question. I guess what I always wonder about is do you think people are able to notice and tell and see that you have been using AI to create your content? Or
So
do we
good,
all know that it's out there happening and we just really shouldn't care?
good question.
We're leveraging and hey,
So sometimes when it's a mass marketing email like this, like if this was going out to absolutely everyone, yes, I'm going to read through it one more time. I usually tweak a couple sentences here and there if it doesn't sound like it's totally my voice, right? I have seen ones, and these very good question, Jamie, because there are times where I've seen someone post something and they ask AI to create like the subtitle for it or the captions for it. And they literally cut and copied what AI said, and including the prompt that said, "Do you like this?" Like, yeah. So be aware of that. Like, don't be that AI user. Okay. So yeah. Like I would not say where service value and profitability are the standard, because that's not what I say. That's not, I say today, tomorrow, together, trustworthy service dedicated to you. Right. So that would be not in there. So yeah, I'm here to help your people win, not just survive. I would say something like that. I might be a little more wordy, but I would say something like that. Okay. So yes, please edit. That is part of it. So I've also like written entire emails in my own words and then put them in here and said, enhance it with these key features, add all of my links, and add my top 3 packages that I usually include. And so then it'll say, add these links, blah, 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 blah. And then it makes it a little bit nicer like that. I've had times where I just feel brain dead and I'm trying to write a response to a proposal that I've sent out, and I'll write my response and put it in there and say, make this sound more professional. And sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll just let it fix like one paragraph and that's it, because everything else I liked what I wrote. So it's not for everything all the time. It's a tool to enhance what you're already using. So if you're looking to like get going with a good marketing email, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Okay. So then I'm going to take that, my next step, which hopefully you probably can't see it. The next step would be this. Use the following model as a Facebook ad post. Do not use the content, but model the structure of the ad, the flow, the sequence, and all other parts that make this ad successful. Give me a model of that format for this ad in preparation for me writing more ads in the future with this model. Okay, so you would take some kind of Facebook or social media ad, right? And drop it in there. So then you're going to say, use this model to write ad copy for me about my real estate product. You could say my open house product, my luxury listing product. Write 3 ads for Instagram using this model and the content from the last email above. Give me 3 ads and use emojis in all of them that would resonate with an executive level audience. And then rewrite ad number 1 if you don't like it, without the main section in the final form that I can use on Instagram or Facebook. Okay, so now I'm just going to take step 2 and I'm going to use that email and I'm going to say, use this model of the above email and write ad copy for me about my real estate coaching product. Write 3 ads for Instagram using this model and the content from the last email above. Give me 3 ads. Blah, blah, blah. That's a little redundant, but that's okay. And it does all of it for you, right? So agents burning out, profits disappearing, time slipping away. This is your wake-up call. The leadership advantage, watching your agents spin their wheels, struggling to turn training into production. Here's the truth. No one teaches profitability the way we do. That's so bold. Wow. I don't think I would say that. The profit shift. Let's talk about the agents doing less than 10 deals a year. They're not lazy. They're not lost causes. They're operating without the right system. That ends today. Cool. And then it'll ask you, like, what do you like more? What do you want to do? Let's test the tone. And that's where you get into the conversational bits where, like, I like add 3 and parts of add 1. Can you combine them? Like, here, I'll even do that. I like add 1 and add 3. Can you please combine them? Oh, I messed it up. I like add 3 and add 1. Can you please combine them? Yeah. Make it flow better and not so wordy. That's a little bit nicer, right? And then if you want variations for stories or a hook for a video script. So it could give you that too, right? Okay, was that helpful? Yes, are you overwhelmed? Okay. I always want to make sure I don't like overwhelm people. Okay, this one is great. This is a business plan development. This is so good if, like, where you are right now, if you're feeling like you're behind, like Q1 wasn't great, and you feel like you're feeling like you got to get the ball moving, right? And you're a little kind of, thanks, Dana, like you're feeling kind of stuck and you're scared, but you don't want to tell anyone because, like, everyone in real estate, like, never wants to tell anybody like that they're not doing as well as they actually really want to be doing. That's any business owner. Everyone's like, I'm fine, and everything's on fire behind you, but it's fine. So this is gold. Okay, so I am a blank. So you could be a business owner, you could be whatever you want to be, right? Currently doing, but in this case, we're all real estate agents today. Okay, so I am a real estate agent currently doing X number of transactions a year. I would like to increase that to X number of transactions by the end of 2025. I want to focus on a plan that is 75% listings and 25% buyers. The average price point in my area is blank and can go as high as blank. I would like to focus on a price point between blank to blank. Please write me a business plan to achieve this goal using current market data for, I don't know why there's a gap here, Hampton Roads, Virginia. That's where I am. Please break down how many listings I will need per week to hit my transaction goal. Please include my weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual goals and activities in this plan. And it will tell you, it will give you a 411 with that average price point. Make sure you don't lie about what you actually sell. So, like, if you've never sold a luxury listing and you're like, oh my goodness, I really want to sell $1 million listing, and you've never done it, and then you write a whole business plan on how you're going to sell $1 million listings for the rest of the year, that might be a stretch, but the computer is going to give you what you put into it. Okay, that's what we said in the beginning. So make it realistic. If that's more of the price point that you've worked with, then use the price point that you're working with. And then get really good at it this year. Next year, raise it. Do something different with it. So you want to see this in ChatGPT? actually, Claude does a really good version of this, but we'll do this one still. Oh, whoops. I'm doing 6 deals. It's April 2025, and I want to complete 24 deals by December. $14 listing, 4 buyers. To hit 14 in 39 weeks, you need to work backwards. This is what you need to do. 1 in 5 listing appointments compared to a signed listing. 90% of the signed listings close. To close 14 listings, you need 16 signed listings. To get 16 signed listings, you need 80 listing appointments. To get 89 listing appointments in 9 weeks, you need 2.1 listing appointments per week. This is where people usually, like every time I've taught like a productivity, and they break it all down for you. Hyperlocal content, luxury by light branding, database segmentation, pull everyone in your CRM. It tells you literally what to do. So like all of that crazy guesswork that people like get scared of when they're trying to write a 411 or trying to write a business plan and they're not really entirely sure how to do it. Like just put it in there and see what it tells you. It'll math for you. Just ask it. And then if you're like, oh my goodness, 80 appointments, I have to do 80 appointments. It's 2.1 per week. Okay. I think I could possibly get to 2.1 listing appointments per week. That's assuming that I have a 90% achievement rate. Well, did you know that when you sit in front of a seller, 86% of the time, 86% of the time, if you sit in front of them, they're going to say yes to you. And over 33% of real estate agents do not even walk in the room holding a listing presentation. So if you walk in there with a listing presentation and you have your foot in the door, you're getting that listing. The end. Right? So that should make you feel really, really good. And now it's not so scary. And it told you what you're supposed to do. And we already know if you're not using your SOI, your sphere of influence, like that's where referrals come from. That's your easiest turnover in business. So like call a friend, phone a friend today. You could probably get an appointment. Does that make you feel better? Yes. No. There's so many little black squares. Don't be afraid. We shouldn't be afraid to be on Zoom anymore. It's 2025. We've had a lot of practice, guys. Okay. Mule plan. Kendra, you said you did this. Maybe you can make it better for us. You can get more detailed than what I did. And apologies to any men that are on this call. I need a meal plan for a female, age, blah, 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 current weight, blah, 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 looking to lose X number of pounds per week with the goal weight of this. This is written for me, y'all. Okay, so focus on lean proteins, easy meals. I need it in a meal prep format that I can do on Sunday. I need breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Avoid dairy and eggs. I will eat tofu and seafood, as well as grass-fed, antibiotic-free beef and chicken. I like lots of veggies. Please also create a grocery list and a weekly tracker. If you put this in Claudia AI, it bullet points it for you and you can download it in a Google spreadsheet. And then it also asks you if you would like to create a fitness plan with it and give you a tracker for the fitness plan. And if you want to enhance it, then you could say, please also include YouTube instructional videos similar to, and then you put in your favorite fitness instructor. And it'll give you all the links for each day for that workout. So like this next one that I did. Great. Now let's take that same woman and create a fitness plan for her. That includes walking, cardio, weightlifting, and yoga. Use best practices for a woman of her age to quickly meet her goals. She has the following equipment at her home gym. This is sickening when I wrote this out because I was like, wow, now what's my excuse? But that's okay. So I have all these things And I'm exposing myself by telling you I have all these things that I don't use on a regular basis. And then I said, add links to YouTube instructional videos similar to ones like Yoga with Adriene. Please put it in a Google Sheet for me to use and track. I have a home gym as well. Everything collects dust. I mean, you could like get some cardio dusting. Wear your weighted vest and do house chores. I think I saw Dana. I'm gonna call Dana out real quick. I think I saw Dana in a weighted vest at home one time, like she was talking on doing something. And I'm pretty sure she had her weighted vest on, like walking around doing whatever she was doing. And I was like, oh, like, why don't I do that? That's so bad. But yeah, that's a great one too. Okay, and then this was for mental well-being. Please include a cortisol detox for this individual. You could also say, please include a phone detox for this individual. So like if you are on your phone too much and you feel like you scroll too often, create a plan for how to not be on my phone so much. Create a nighttime wellness, create a routine for better sleep. And then this is who I am. I really want you guys to ask me questions. I tried to go as fast as I could, so you could please use this time to ask me questions, practice. So yeah, please. I see you guys taking notes. I saw some light bulbs come on with the screens that are lit up. So talk to me, please. Just like anything, like what are you thinking? Are you like, can you show us an example? And Claudia, I've been to that site. Thank you. Yes, gladly. Okay, let's do this girl. Let's do me. And is it okay if we do health and wellness, or is it Fawn Christy or Christy Fawn? Do you want to do health and wellness? Sure, Fawn. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here for a female aged 39. I'm not putting my real weight because, well, whatever. Okay, cool. Right? So it tells you like exactly the amount of the servings that you would need for each, to meal prep everything in a batch and to turn it over. This is your grocery list, exactly like the amounts that you need. And here's my tracker. My biggest question is, how do you come up with smart prompts? Thank you. Let's go back to this slide right here. So your prompt, the more you give it, so your data and your process of what you want is how you're going to get your answer that you want. So the language, what I just said right here, flow, sequence, strategy, structure, content, model. I'm just going to say that in here. So use the structure, the content, and the model. Okay. And then create a flow, sequence, and strategy for that. Mm-hmm. What else? Claudia is this one. So there was one where if you think of like things that you want in your business, okay, things that you're lacking in, that's the whole point of using AI is you're going to use it like a tool to leverage something to get what you need. So like think of how you leverage. You use a crowbar to lift things that are heavier than you can lift. So let's say you've got a problem in your business somewhere that feels like more than you can do. So what is that problem? What is that bottleneck? Right? So there was one where I put in there, I'm lacking systems in my business. Okay. So then you say literally that. I need a system in my business, in my real estate business. Tell it what it is. Okay. Let's do it. I need a system in my real estate business to generate leads, create more listings, and communicate who I am on a broader level to maximize my business. Please create a daily, weekly, and monthly plan for Q2 of 2025, where I am working roughly 6 hours per day in my business on those items. And it tells you literally everything to do. Okay. Yeah. So let's do this for you as soon as it's done. Yeah. So Fawn, I'm going to drop this PDF as soon as it's done in here for everyone to use. And we're going to do the same thing over here in ChatGPT and see what answer they give you to. Because this one's more conversational, right? So like you see how this one's just a little bit different, and see how they put all these cute little like emojis and things like that. Sometimes that just helps, right? Yeah, ChatGPT, think about it. Chat is, yep. Claude is just another platform. ChatGPT is a little bit more conversational in the approach. It is used more often, so it has a lot more conversational elements to it. More people use it, the more it can program, right? So Claude is just another chat system where you put things in and it spits things out. It's just the difference in it's just the difference in the format, right? Okay, so then let me just stick that in there for you real quick. Well, for everyone. There you go. We have 6 more minutes. If you're starting out with AI, what are the top 3 AI programs you recommend? Number 1, just do ChatGPT for 1 week. That's all. That is literally all I would suggest. Don't do anything more than that. And the way that you work it into your life is just instead of how you would Google something or you'd ask Siri's AI, just go ask ChatGPT. Did that help answer that one? What else? Stop my share so we can all. What else? do people have? You can drop it in the text chat thing too, because I'm trying to answer in there too. I don't think we. Okay, so in order for me to, I can't like share this other one, but there is a plan. Just use that same prompt here, and I'll drop the prompt here that I just used. Here's the prompt, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Fawn. That's such a nice compliment. Thank you. What else can I help people with? You're allowed to talk, guys. Learning, part of learning is being able to talk about it. Well, I'm thankful everyone was on the call today. I can put my little, where is I gotta find the PowerPoint I was teaching just now. That's sad. This is me. That's how you find me. So you can scan that and follow me. You can also follow me on @Ruth That's like my personal page. So you can follow me there for this kind of stuff. I'm happy to do that and answer questions. I shared my link with someone, so I don't know who the other Ruth Laskowski is on the call, but it's probably either Kelly or Melody on there. I accidentally shared my personal login link. So, or maybe it's Raquel. I don't know. Anyway. Any more questions? No? Okay. Well, I'll let you guys go 3 minutes early. Thank you again. And if you guys have questions, I guess Heather can get you connected to me. Dana can get you connected to me. And hopefully I'll be back on again sometime soon to teach you guys more, because I do have a 2.0 version of this class. So cool. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Good to see you, Jamie.
Thanks, Ruth.
Yeah. Talk soon.